My two favorite people.
Mm.
I'm lucky.
Okay.
I am lucky. Want to start us off, darling?
Sure. Take a deep breath. Start at the bottom and fill it all the way up. And let it out. Let's close our eyes. Relax our body. Feel it soften. Feel all the parts of your body sort of melt. And then bring your awareness behind your eyes. With our awareness behind our eyes, let's now take 3 deep breaths. And as we relax our breathing, feel that light body coming down into from our head, from our skull, down our spine. Feel it light up our head, the mouth, our throat, our heart, our center mass, our stomach, our groins, down to our roots. And light all the way down to the roots, down to the center of the earth. All the way down. Feel yourself centered as you're grounded there. Feel the top of your head like a pole. Solid. Let's send all our negative energy down there. Just our negative energy, all our pain, all our suffering, all our fear, all our worry, all our doubt, all our confusion, all our anger. Send it all down. Move it out of your body and into the ground. Let the center of the earth receive this as a gift. As a deep knowing that this is not all there is, that there's more. as we heat up our bellies, we feel that warmth come in. Let's expand that light wider until our whole body fits into it. And as we breathe in gratitude and exhale love. Love for each other. Love for our humanity, our flaws. Gratitude for whatever it is you want to be grateful for. Whatever it is you actually are grateful for. Now send that down. Send the love and the gratitude down to the center of the earth as a gift. A gift for all of us connected down there. Take 3 more deep breaths in this. I'll recall all the emotions, all the feelings, all the doubts, worries, fears, anger. Bring that all back up. Recall it from the earth. All the love and gratitude. And when it reaches your body, feel where it sits. Feel where it comes back to you. Would you like to continue in?
And we're feeling the energies combine, feeling our hearts connected, feeling our union. Take 3 more deep breaths. Breathe into this space in between us, strengthening this energy, feeling it grow. The inevitability of our convergence. Moment when we're all together, feeling the joy and celebration, the tears, love. Take a deep breath in of this energy and hold it in your body. Filling up completely with this energy, holding it, allowing it to expand into every cell. Sending it up as a beam of light as you exhale. Thank you.
Thank you.
In my life.
Pick an object, anything that comes to mind. Take this energy, that feeling, and think of yourself as that object. Could be a tree, could be a kite, could be a stone, could be an animal, somebody else, the breeze, the rain, whatever your energy is called to. And just exist. Don't describe the scene in your head with words. Just breathe and see. It may change for you. You may have the same feeling of energy, but different objects come up. Let them pass. Let them exist. Feel everything. Now exhale every single amount of air in your body and inhale as slow as you can and hold for 3 seconds at the top. Again. Once more for a third time. Feel the energy within you start to spin like a whirlpool, grounding us deeper and deeper, bringing us more into the consciousness. Lower, deeper. Feel your energy stretch as far as it can, and then more so. When you feel you've sunken enough, observe yourself floating, with a small glimmer of light, just enough so you can see yourself in the darkness, and observe. calling the light from the heavens into the depths. It connects to you, to your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root. And when this energy begins to course through you, you look up and start to swim. Whatever pace you feel, maybe quick, maybe it's slow. Feel the need to go up and break the surface. As you're doing this, we're going to take 3 deep breaths through the nose and out. And on the last breath, you're going to inhale and hold as long as you can. Holding even more, even more. Filling your lungs up with air. Hold, hold, hold. And sigh it out. And in this moment, you break the surface. You're flooded with light, gratitude, love, and bliss. Float here, just for a moment. Hear the waves around you, the seagulls that fly above, as the light glimmers over the ocean. You've made it. We're here. My king, whenever you are ready to close us out, feel free to do so.
To recall all of this energy Bring it back in as the gift, the hug, the love, the joy we deserve, that we are, and now even more so. Let it fill you, fill your lungs as you breathe. Crawl onto your skin like alive slime and penetrate your cells. Let the light from above and below pull back into you, into your spine, into your core. Feel all the colors moving through you, presenting itself to you. The spirits, that are watching us. But they're not only watching us, they're watching over us. Moving things in and out of our way exactly when we need them to. And let's end this with some gratitude. Let's take 3 deep breaths and then a thank you after the exhale. Hold at the top of the last one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we continue, name one thing you want to know, to experience, to feel, to have. Right now, the window's open. Speak it out loud. Starting with you, Eden.
The abundance of wealth.
So it is, and so it shall be. Eva.
An aligned couple to share this magic with.
New stars are blinking, baby.
Mm.
So it is, and so it shall be. I want your freedom. Financial, spiritual, and egoic freedom.
And so it is, and so it shall be.
Oh, my baby. It's all red and black, blended together. A beautiful way I've never seen before.
Ceremony that stars gave me. It's red and gold threads wrapping around each
It's like liquid.
other.
I haven't been here in a long time. In that space. See everything. It's been a long time.
Welcome home.
Thank you, baby.
I've missed
I missed you.
you. Much needed. Much needed. All right, my darlings, shall we begin?
Yeah. So you said you wanted to lead?
Yes.
Got it.
The three topics I want to talk about is our dynamic, what is polyamory, and banishment. Given the situation that we're in, that we are all facing, I feel like this will be a glimmer of hope for people. Ava, darling, I feel like your story with polyamory began much farther along before ours did. So would you like to speak on your behalf?
I'll start with the first time I ever heard about polyamory was a podcast episode, and the girl was talking about compersion. I was in a strictly monogamous dynamic, had been in that dynamic for 7 years at that point. And when I first heard that episode, I immediately rejected it. Like, there's got to be something wrong with these people, was the thought that came to my mind. But the more that I heard her talk about her experience with compersion, there was like a glimmer of, man, I'd really like to experience that. I'd really like to have a love, a bond, a connection, an intimacy so powerful and so strong that the fear of betrayal didn't get in the way of the fullest expression of our love. But I had a lot of betrayal trauma. Every previous partner had cheated. So at that moment, it was an absolute fuck no. Then my past partner and I were experiencing disharmony in our relationship, and it was unsaid, but I could tell that it was his desire for other women
Mm-hmm.
and feeling like he wanted to make a commitment to me but didn't want to give up his freedom. And I saw the way that it was making us resent each other already. And I
Mm-hmm.
saw the pathway forward that we were on would lead to a dynamic of resentment and hate, the way that his parents and my parents um, have subtle undertones of that in their relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told him at the time, I said, I don't want an open relationship, but I'd like our relationship to stay open to being open. And at the same time, was unlocking my own bisexuality and desired the freedom to eventually explore with other women. Um, and then I would say maybe 3 or 4 months after that, I kept having kept having threesome dreams. And then basically it was like, this is who I know I am, and this is what I know I want. Why am I gonna wait? Why am I gonna wait until the future to do this? Because at the time it
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, for our 10-year anniversary, we'll have a threesome or whatever. Like there's like always a
Mm-hmm.
in the future aspect to it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's try it. And so we started opening with the intention of just finding another woman for play at that time. But it was very quick that we both realized that it was never about just the sex, that we both had that capacity to love more than one human, and that
Mm-hmm.
in looking for a person to just play with, we developed feelings for these humans
Yeah, of
naturally.
course.
And so it just became, let's just do it. Full open polyamory. And then any rule felt like too much restriction. And so we committed to open freedom in our dynamic. And I was only curious about other women at the time. I still had a lot of unhealed trauma around men and masculine energy. So I didn't feel safe in relationships with other men, even platonic relationships with other men at that time. And it was beautiful. So we were polyamorous for 2 years before we split, and the first year and a half of it was beautiful and freedom and love and exploration and fun. Um, and it wasn't until I started having feelings for other men that things started getting toxic in that part aspect of our relationship. There were other toxicities and other aspects,
Yeah.
Can I ask you something about that?
of course.
I don't mean to derail the story, so I'd like to keep going. But what I want to know is when you started having feelings for other men, was there friction with Grant? I didn't mean to bring his name up, but that's who you're talking about. Was there friction with him as part of like a catalyst for you having feelings for other men?
I don't think I don't I don't think so. In that the specific guy that I developed feelings for, I feel like the catalyst behind my attraction to him was spiritual more than sexual, because it was a guy at work, conservative Christian guy. Um, but he tried to meet me. We had deep conversations about God and sex and religion and all of the things. And we did not agree, but we tried to see each other's perspective and meet in the middle. And I appreciated that.
Hmm.
Um, and it awakened a curiosity in me because of my experience with sacred sexuality, of what that experience would unlock for him. So it was
Hmm.
more of a desire to heal. It was a desire to free him of his own shame and religious trauma through an embodied, empowered soul sex experience, um, that man did not have the language for, and so I didn't end up pursuing it further because I wasn't being met with devotion or respect.
Yeah.
Um,
Alignment definitely comes a lot into play as far as polyamory goes. As far as like people having those same thoughts of when you heard that podcast of like, what's wrong with these people? Like, absolutely not. How on earth can you do this? For me, what I noticed jumping into it, it's so much more freeing. Joey and I
yeah,
had been in a relationship for almost 2 years, and long distance, it felt very constricting. And then being able to open things up and aligning ourselves for who we actually wanted to be has been the most beautiful experience that I've ever had.
yeah.
So,
For
with that
me,
being
it's
said,
being seen and celebrated for exactly who I am.
yeah.
Who I am is very erotic and sensual, not having to feel like I need to put that away,
Hmm.
and being trusted in my discernment of where I give that energy. Um, yeah, I've forgotten where I was in the story.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Um, and we got there anyway. I had feelings for another man. The um partner I was with was not able to come to the same coping that I came to in that, where I started out with a lot of betrayal trauma. So when we opened our relationship, when we opened it, we were opening it for me to explore with other women primarily. But I didn't want to take a freedom that I wasn't willing to give to him. So I did intentional work, intentional breath work sessions and meditations to feel into how I could feel safe in it. I would practice the moment where he was with another woman. I would visualize him being with other women. and feel what feelings were going to come up in my body, and created a pathway for transmuting those emotions. So when it happened, I knew what to do. I knew how to hold it. Um, and I was surprised at how well I was able to hold it when it actually did happen. And then the first time witnessed him, like in person, was with him in the room with when he was with another woman, I was very surprised. I was just like, yeah, get it. Like, yeah.
That's when you felt that sense of compersion. I was going to ask, in that relationship, did either of you feel that sense of compersion? Because for me, I think being in alignment is when you can really feel that. Like, sure, like feelings come up 100%. But when you have that sense of, like, yes, this is my person and I love them so much and I just want to see them loved and be free, was that sense of compersion there for the both of you? Because I know
You know,
Grant kind of like kind of sidestepped away from it when you started falling for other men. And so, what was it like navigating that?
I think that there was never a sense of compersion on his part. I
Mm,
think that he went into it thinking he didn't need to be as threatened by women as he did with men.
mhm,
But the first time I hooked up with a woman, he asked for videos, and she was into it, and she had a partner, a male partner, who wanted videos as well, so we recorded it.
mhm,
Um, and after I sent it to him, I could tell that there was jealousy coming up for him. And I said that to him, like, you didn't expect that, did you? You didn't expect to be jealous of a woman giving me pleasure. And he said, no, he didn't see that one coming. And then I fell in love with my best friend. I fell in love with my best friend. And I don't think he expected to feel as jealous as he was in that too, feeling
mhm,
displaced. Um, and ultimately, I don't know that he'll settle into polyamory in his own life. I think that it was a necessary experience for him though to really get clear on what he truly desires.
mhm,
Um, because that is what happened when I started having feelings with men. He was like, let's go back to monogamy. I just want to be with you. And he was very apologetic for ever making me feel like I wasn't enough for him. And
mhm,
he wanted to go outside of our dynamic. And I was honest with him that I can't. I, like, this whole experience cracked something open in me. Oh, a knowing that my heart is meant for more than just one lover in this lifetime. And also an understanding intellectually because of research into monogamy's roots and the control that it was always intended to instill.
mhm.
Um, that it was just not a dynamic that I was ever going to be able to feel safe in again without feeling boxed in.
And that was very much how Joey and I felt when we were together for a while. And come a few weeks ago, like I had saw this coming, but on the same hand, like it was difficult to transition as well. Didn't take long, but it took a minute to really like come to terms with things. But we weren't miserable with each other, but we were miserable in our monogamous relationship. And being able to express ourselves to the fullest and be able to tell each other anything. Like, I love that here in polyamory, like, there's no hiding because we have absolute sovereignty over ourselves and we're able to just say everything because anybody can walk away at any time. And having that feeling and that sense of knowing just like that I'm going to be okay no matter what, it gives me an absolute relief. And
Yeah.
like I said earlier, it's a beautiful thing. Joey, do you want to touch on your side of things as far as like how polyamory has affected your life? Has how has monogamy affected your life as well? Like, what are the ups and downs of everything?
Yeah. Um, yeah, what I really want to talk about is our relationship a little bit, baby.
Yeah.
And when we first got together, we had an idea about what we wanted, but we weren't really being honest with ourselves, right? Um, we wanted things knowing that we would make certain sacrifices for to have to be with each other, and we agreed and we were okay with that, both of us. But what we saw happening was putting ourselves away.
Mhm.
That fires started to go out. We started to dim ourselves. We started to shrink ourselves. And in that shrinking, we were looking for ways to bring that fire back that didn't include going back and being the flirtatious, alive, very, just sexual beings that we were naturally were.
Mhm.
And we had this like deep inner knowing that was unspoken that that was what was the fire driving it for us because both of us sort of met on that level, right? Like
Mhm.
we just wanted to fuck the shit out of each other right away. And I know it.
Mhm.
And I know it. Like immediately I was just like, yeah, I just
Damn.
want to have my way with her.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, just damn. Like good Lord. Yeah. And
Mhm.
and I know the feeling was mutual because that yeah, I just felt that. And then when we talked, we understood each other and our sexuality and our past, you know.
Instantly.
And yeah. And um as the light would go down, dim down a little bit more and more. I don't know how many times I asked you, what do you need to feel free? You know,
Couldn't say it out loud.
couldn't say it out loud. And I couldn't either because I knew what it was and I knew what it was for me,
Mhm.
right? Like deep down I knew, but I didn't know how to navigate that. I had no guide, no blueprint for that,
Yeah, there's
you
no
know?
mentor for this.
No, I do not think there is.
There's no mentor for this.
Right.
But
But
yeah, when we
mhm.
go on,
No, baby, go ahead.
when we were in our monogamous relationship, like there were so many times I would go to the gym and I would feel so much shame for looking at people. It made me want to go to the gym in the middle of the night where nobody was there. Because
Yeah,
there are
I would
beautiful
see that.
people. Yes. And
Mhm.
you picked it up, and then you were like, from your trauma and your past of being cheated on too, you would pick that up and be like, she's doing something. Something is wrong. It feels wrong to her. There's a ping in the energy that is not quite right here. What is
And I
she
would start getting
doing?
jealous over nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, over absolutely nothing. And I'm like, I'm
Yep.
not doing anything. Like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to stay away from all of this so that this
Mm.
doesn't happen. But when we were in it, it came up so much. It was like, and I had thoughts of cheating. I did. Like, I would think of other men, and then I would shame myself for it and be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like,
And I would feel it in my gut. I'd wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. I'd feel that, because she cannot really hide from me.
mm-hmm,
And,
there was no way.
and
And we live thousands and thousands of miles apart, and he can still feel me and just be like, something is off, something is not right. And when we were apart for about a week, I treated it as a trial run. There was a grieving period of like the entire relationship that we had and everything that we had built. And I mourned and mourned for days. And then when I was able to pull myself back to center and I started going out again and I started going to the gym, I was like, all right, if I was still with him, what would it be like if I just fully explored how I wanted to feel? Now, I had been to this gym previously before, back in like March. And so when I came back in January, there were the same guys there that I would look at and then glance away and be like, nope, keep to yourself, mind your own business, and everything like that. And I let myself play in that sexual energy for the first time. And I was like, oh, this is what he meant by asking me, what does it take to be free?
Mm.
And so coming to that realization, I was like, yeah, I'd do this. Hands down. Oh my goodness. And
And why did I do that? Why did I want that for you? Because I fucking love you. I
mhm,
love you.
yeah.
Not who you are to me, not this version of you that I imagine is what I need for me. All of you. That's how I love, and that's what I want for you, you know? And when I feel that from you, I feel good. I feel alive,
And
you
that's the
know?
thing too. Like you did that for me. You led that by example for a very long time throughout our relationship. You would always come back and on the call you would be like, "Yeah, there was this beautiful woman at the gym." And I told her, "Hey, you're gorgeous." And I would get this sense of compersion. I had no idea what that feeling was, but I'm like, "I'm so happy when you do that." I'm like, "I wish I had the courage to be able to do that, but I just couldn't because I was like, it might go further. There's a limit to it. It's not just flirting." And so for me, it was almost like a hunt. But I didn't get that from Joey. It was just spreading so much love. And then a few months ago, how we all met,
And
well,
just real quick, let me interrupt real quick. I'll let you
yeah.
finish that, but in between all that, there was a lot of conversations around boundaries and protection and knowing what you actually wanted, right? So that
Hmm.
those kinds of conversations flowed and you were able to express yourself the way you wanted to.
Hmm.
Okay,
And
continue.
when we had those, it would unlock little bits of it, but it wasn't like I'm fully out. This is what I need. I never had the guts to say, "Hey, I want to go sleep with another man," because I did. And I told Joey I would think of this person because there was somebody in my past that asked me out when I was at the gym, and I was like, "Whoa, I've never had this before,"
And she was just
and I missed him, and I was like, I never went out on that date, and I was like, what would it be like if I went? And so I had these thoughts of going back and forth. I'm like you're with somebody. What's wrong with you? Why are you thinking this? Um, and yeah, when Joey was able to lead by example with those other women of like complimenting them and living in his full sexuality, it eventually gave me something to look back on and give me courage to do the same when we split apart. So that wasn't the point I was going to make originally, but I kind of have lost track. But yeah, like this whole thing has been different. Would I ever go back to monogamy? No, I couldn't. I can't do it. Can't do it. And it's from where I'm from in this part of the world in Alberta, it's very, very taboo. There's, and I'm sure, I know it's like that in a lot of places in the world, but here, as of recently, with the events that we've been going through, I wanted to talk about banishment. And my family has been coming at me hardcore and being like, there's something wrong with her. She might be sick. Like, she's not mentally right. This, that, and the other thing. Just for wanting to love multiple people and to be able to express myself online with that. And that might be in the nude. And people are very like, oh my God, she's doing porn. And it's just not the case. And so
baby.
it,
Real quick. I want to talk about banishment, but I want to dive in more on this story on like the polyamory thing and
go
what it
on
was.
then.
Can we? Yeah. Or
Yeah.
can I? Yeah. Um, for me, baby, personally, for me, like when I would flirt with other women, what I would do was I wasn't looking for anything. I actually just wanted to give them a gift that
Hmm.
somebody saw them in their beauty, whatever that is, you know. And so I loved flirting. Like that was kind of like the cornerstone of it for me. It was like I felt alive in myself. I felt more myself when I was actually just expressing to the women that I found. something unique about them, something attractive about them, or just seeing someone who looked like they were down on themselves or having a hard day, just going over and giving them a compliment, you know. And that sparked something in me because I started to see how alive I felt every day I did that,
Hmm.
And when I didn't do that, I didn't feel so great, you know. Like I just didn't. I felt incomplete. And um for what I realized was about your past was a mirror to me about my own sexuality. So it was almost as if you sort of led this. Now you might say that I led it for you, but I feel like
You,
you've led it for me.
I feel like that too. You initiated. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I led this a little bit because,
Because of your past experiences.
yeah, past experiences, the dreams I've had about the three of us together, and the fantasies that I've had as well. Like,
Mhm.
and just seeing that, it's always been kind of part of my being. I've just never acknowledged it. And then, ready or not, here we come. We dove into this, and you were like, hey, our relationship, the one that we have, is over. I think we should take some time apart. And if you want to come back to this, I'd love to come back to you and do all of this. And this is always on the table. And we took a break. And during that break, we realized what we actually wanted.
And we've taken many stops like this. All right, what we have right now done. What are we gonna start next? If we want
Yeah,
to start next.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we did that over and over and over again in our monogamous relationship too, but it wasn't the same. With this, I don't think we've really done that, you know? Like we've navigated things, like for example, with me and my partner here, it's been like we've had our challenges with it and like walking through that process, especially with you too, of being like me sleeping with another man. It's different. I wouldn't say it's like we're renegotiating the terms of our relationship, though. I say that we're walking through it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's almost a requirement is being willing to do that work together, to be completely honest about the feelings that are coming up and each other being able to hold them.
Hmm. And to be honest, with the three of us, I feel so much stronger within our relationship. When it was just Joey and I was terrified and I just was hanging on so tightly. And I was like, we need to get married. We need to go do this. We need to go and do that, just so I can make sure that you are mine and that you are not going to leave. And now you have the freedom to leave at any time. I have the freedom to leave at any time. And with that, when we come back together, it is so much more as a gift. And we talked about this previously in our relationship, but on the same hand, it was never felt. It was mentioned, but it was never felt. This, I feel that all the time. I'm like, I love you so goddamn much. And I just wish you the best. Always. Always.
That was one of my motivations for polyamory was I don't want somebody who's with me out of obligation. I want somebody who chooses me every day.
Yeah.
And that is what I feel like here is like we're choosing each other. We
Hmm.
love each other and we want this to work.
Yeah. And not only that, but choosing to love every part of the other person
Yeah.
so you really know who they are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
every part,
And you
and
show
and
up
such a
100%.
yeah, and for me, I feel like polyamory really hits home for me because it's not only, you know, I have a hard time being small and loving only one person because like I watch myself just shrink into nothing, but the the depth that I carry, the what I want is a deep soul connection with somebody. Like when I have that, I feel like I know myself way more. And I can
Mm.
only know you as far as that goes,
Hmm.
and monogamous relationships always like when we were having it, I just felt like why do you why are you hiding from me? Like, I'm not a threat to you. I'm not, like, why does that keep happening?
Because I was
You know,
scared to let you go.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And I was too. I was afraid to let you out.
Yeah.
It just, in hindsight, though, I know that it wasn't just fear of letting you go. I know that we had purpose together, and I didn't
Yeah.
understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we do.
Yeah. No shit.
You know?
Oh
And,
gosh.
as far as like letting you, like not letting you, you're going to do it anyway, but, and from other people's perspective, allowing you to sleep with other men, I want you to experience life the way you want to experience it
Hmm.
so that you can become the person who you're meant to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let a marriage or, my ideas of what a relationship should be get in the way of that for you. And
Hmm.
what that did for me was that set me free,
Yeah.
you know? So it set me free. I'm a free man.
Hmm.
I can love
In a
anybody I
way,
want.
it healed. Like, and it's such a paradox. It's such a paradox. Like being able to heal like cheating traumas and like betrayal traumas by polyamory and just being like, all right, well, we release all of that. There is no such thing as cheating.
Yeah.
And then
I don't
seeing,
agree with that
There,
completely,
no,
but
there is still cheating in polyamory, but it's just dishonesty.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
dishonesty is cheating.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I
yeah,
had moments of I don't have to worry about that
Yeah.
anymore because if he's going to be with another woman, he'll tell me about
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that gives me a
exactly.
lot of freedom. Yeah.
It's not,
And freedom to fall in love with
I
someone.
agree. I agree with both of you of what you're saying. It's not the traditional sense of cheating. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. There's no such thing as that. But with this dynamic that we're in, we can't hide anything from each other. We just feel it all. When something is off, it's like, hey, are you good? And then it eventually comes out. And we don't even get to that point hardly anymore, I notice. It's not like pulling teeth. When we were in our monogamous relationship, it was like pulling teeth for you
Weeks,
to get
sometimes
me
like
to
weeks.
talk. Yeah.
Mm,
And then it would end with me like, I've had enough. Like, we're not, I'm done with this. And like, I'd get
Hmm.
on you bad. And I would just be like, you know what? When you want to tell me what it is, and you know where to find me.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. All right. Let me be honest, you know? And it goes both ways. I was like that too,
Yeah.
you know, with the things that I could not be honest with myself about. Yeah. And
Yeah.
now we cleared the air of all that shit,
Hmm.
all of it. I was able to set myself free by being completely honest and transparent with you about everything that I had ever thought or felt
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
went through with you, and
Ditto.
asked for forgiveness and trust and love, and like I have that more now than ever, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what I wanted with you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Hmm.
Anything else with this? And then we can go to management.
Yeah. Before we go on to that, I want to say when Ava got into the picture, she is everything that you wanted me to be. And there was a part of me that felt so much pressure because I'm like, God damn it, I know we have a mission together, but why can't I just do the things that he's asking me to do? Why is this not me? Why can't I force myself to go and do this? And it just wasn't me. And then when Ava came into your life and our lives, it was like I say this all the time. She is the feminine manifestation of you, and you complement each other so well. And I'm like, oh, finally, I just get to be me, and I get to be loved for me, and I get to do the same for the both of you. And it is so freeing, and it is such a blessing. Okay, now I'm done. Now we can talk about fun banishment.
Yeah, I mean alignment has been the number one thing for me, and you've always known that, and I've always said that, and
Yeah.
um funny thing is though, like every experience that we've had led to this moment with
Hmm.
her. to align myself. So our alignment
Grateful.
here is, you know, what
Mhm.
unites me and her,
Mm.
Yeah.
not just the poles, but it's alignment.
Mhm.
And we were able to meet soul to soul from that.
Yeah.
Do we want to tell the story of how I came into the picture?
Yeah, I'm totally.
Yeah.
Do you
When
want?
I
Go ahead.
go ahead. I
I
was
was
gonna
like,
say,
do you want to start with how you guys? Yeah, start with how you guys met, and then we'll do the full thing. Start how you
yes.
guys met, and then yeah.
I was gonna start with whenever I split with my ex. It was largely because I had been meditating on this frequency, this divine masculine energy that I thought was my previous partner's higher self. And
Mhm.
it became very clear during a flash moment of meditation and clarity that the energy I had been connecting to was not him.
Mhm.
And that I, like, literally what came through is it's time to clear the altar for him. And I was actually still talking with the guy at work at the same time, and I stopped talking to both of them. So I broke up with my ex the next morning and stopped talking to the guy at work altogether. And I was like, no man may have me. Sacred King. That was
Mhm.
the vibe for a minute. Um, and I started intentionally aligning myself with that energy because I knew that the version I was being in that moment was not the version that would align with him.
Yeah.
There was still a lot of healing that I needed to do in my own body and in my own heart to become the version of me that I am now.
Mhm.
Um, but I was persistent. I was very persistent. Like I thought I was insane for a long time because of the synchronicities and the visions and the energy. It felt all too good to be true. I was like, this feels
Mhm.
like a fairy tale. And
Yeah.
so I would convince myself I was just imagining a fairy tale outcome. It couldn't actually exist. But I was also in the place of I only get one life, so I got to follow the energy because I'd rather be crazy and follow it than not follow it and not have been crazy
Yeah.
and not ever experience what that would be like. So I just kept following the energy, kept aligning myself with it, and then finally released the outcome of not having to chase it, not having to perform for it, fully feeling seated in my own sovereignty of
Mhm.
I don't need it, don't need it. I'm whole
Yeah.
here. And then like 3 days later, Joey was in my DMs on Instagram. And I don't remember, he was said like you're speaking my language or something like that. Are there more of us? Is what he said. And I said,
Mhm.
I think there are, but they're spread out right now. That's when you said you're speaking my language. And he
Mhm.
sent me a link to the ritual,
Mhm.
and I looked into
Yeah,
it.
because she asked, "Do you have a podcast?"
Yeah, I said, you have a podcast? And he sent me the link to the ritual, and I like clicked on it, and I was like, oh, fuck. I have to have a conversation with this human.
Mhm.
And so I said that we need to talk more. And so we set up
Yeah.
a Zoom call to meet. Actually, I had to reschedule that because of a scheduling issue on my end.
That's what she thinks.
Um, no, it was alignment for sure. But
No, so there was a scheduling issue. Yes, correct, there was. Like she said,
Yeah.
I'm wide open tomorrow. That's what she told me.
Mhm.
And then she looked and she's like, shit.
yeah, no, that day actually, so the day before I was supposed to have two meetings and I kept missing time and I missed both meetings, like just completely missed them. So I rescheduled both of those for the next day and then also had two other meetings that day that I had forgotten about. So I ended up with four meetings on that day. And so I told him like I just can't meet today.
I said,
Yeah.
that's okay. She's like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what I was
I
thinking.
can't make that work. And I'm like, That's because you weren't thinking.
Yeah, it's
That's
wasted
okay.
life.
I got excited too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like, let's do another day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then yeah. What else?
And then we met on Zoom.
Mhm.
I was nervous as hell, even though
Me too.
I didn't, at the time, I thought we were just gonna do a podcast collab, so there was really no reason to be so fucking nervous.
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah.
And then, first thing I asked him is if we could breathe together. And he
Mm.
was like, please, because I'm feeling exactly how you're feeling. And so we took a couple deep breaths and then we stayed on Zoom call for like 3 hours, just talking and getting to know each other. And at one point I was like, Detroit's not that far away. Um, and he was like, yeah, you're right, it's not.
Mhm.
And it was a couple days later, like 2 or 3 days later, that you came to meet me here. And yeah, I didn't let him leave.
You're like, I caught it. It's
I
mine
said,
now.
you know you're not leaving, right? And he was like, fuck no, I'm not leaving.
It's like, absolutely not. Oh my goodness. And during
Yeah.
that time, go on.
Yeah. Um, that leading up to that point, baby, of actually seeing her on Zoom and having some FaceTime with her one on one,
Mhm.
leading up to that, um, she had been watching me a lot watching my stuff on Instagram,
Mhm.
and the more she did, the more she felt me, he says.
Yeah.
And she could feel like it's real. And the more that
Yeah.
I went into that, I was also dealing with what we were going through at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's still like my heart like knew that I have to go. Like for whatever reason it was, I didn't want to pretend like it was something more than what it was, but I knew that I had to go.
Yeah.
Like one way or another. I already knew before we even talked that
Mhm.
I would probably be going up there.
Mhm.
And she said like, oh, she put a reel out there. She was like, oh, when you clock a sacred king, and she's like doing this like, right, yeah, like that,
Yeah.
yeah, that. And the caption it said, my place or yours, and I
Damn.
I had text her. I'm like, oh, by the way, your place.
I said, he noted.
Noted.
I haven't heard this side of the story before, so I love this. Oh my God. That's rich. I love that.
It was to the song Wet Like by Ashnikko, so it's like wet like, wet like, wet
Mhm.
like. And the thing said, when you clock a spiritual man,
Sacred king.
clock a sacred king. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you meditate and have an open heart and you're creative, your place or mine.
Mhm. Yeah, and then what when I she posted like a live recording of a breathwork thing that she
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
transmutation that she did,
Mhm.
what I see her do all the time now. And I just saw the rawness of it, and I just immediately knew. I knew, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be inside her.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm. I told him the weird thing is both of those videos, I was like, I'm not gonna post this. This is stupid. This is silly. I'm not gonna post it. And then something's like, just post it. Just post the video. And yeah, there was a reason that I needed to post
That
things.
you're called to do so. Yeah.
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 There was something
And
viscerally raw about it, and it was like it hits you in the gut. It's not
yeah.
just like I'm sure people would look at it and be that's crazy, that's too much. But I was just like drool. I'm like that hit
Mm.
that side of me that was like, okay, this is gonna open something up in me too.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
when you messaged me about that one and you were like, thank you for putting this out here, I was like, oh, he sees me. He sees me, sees me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and Joe has always been like that. He's always been a seer. He's always been like that with me too, like ever since the very beginning. Because we met online as well, like during like a mentorship. And we had that same thought on that same Zoom call of like, damn, hi, how you doing? But yeah, anytime we would talk and we would flow into those like relationship conversations, it's like, oh, he gets it. Like he sees. And it was something that I was always attracted to off of the hop. Mm.
Now let's talk about me and you, baby.
Okay, I feel like we have to take a couple steps back before we do that.
Yeah.
So, when you guys were meeting up, before we separated for a week, we had a conversation like a week and a half ago, I think. And it was like,
Yeah, so I started doing lure rituals, and
yeah,
and and at that time I started stepping more into who I felt like who I am, and I'm like,
yeah,
I really got to be talking to women more. I need to be out there more with women. Like
yeah,
when I'm surrounded by women, I feel more me. So I
hmm,
was like, okay, what do I need for that? I'm like, okay, well, like this feeling, like every time we would talk, like I'd feel that myself fall back down, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, this is
shrink,
the same thing that you're going through. So I started
yeah,
to see it, and I was like, this is what it is for her. It's the same
yeah,
thing. She's shrinking
yeah,
herself the same way I am for the same reasons, probably.
yeah.
So we had a conversation at one point. I was just like, all right, we're either going to do two things. Either we're going to stop this, we're going to end things, or we're going to open this up.
And miscommunication on my part because I was having a anxiety attack. Um, because when he said it to me, it was like, we're either going to break up or we're going to stay together and start seeing other people. And when I heard that sentence, my previous relationship trauma kicked on and I had a trauma response right there and then. And like, it took me like, I don't know how long, 20 minutes to come out of that, 30, something like that. And I was like, when people say that, it means the relationship is over and they want to see other people and not me. And I was in Delulu land and was like, so you mean like have our own lives and like make new friends? And he's like, yeah, if that's what you want. And like, I was like, okay, I can live with that. But in my head, I was like, we aren't sleeping with other people. And then when Ava came up, Joey sent me a message and was like, hey, I'm going to go meet this person. I know our relationship is changing. We do the same type of business. We're really aligned with each other, and I'm super excited about this. I'm super nervous too. I love you, and I'm not planning to replace you. And I was like, that's weird. Why is he talking like he's going to go sleep with her? Newsflash, he was.
She told me immediately, and then that was the first question out of her mouth. Like, are you
Are you
gonna sleep with
sleeping with
her?
her?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
And I'm
I'm
like,
not
actually, I
sure.
don't
Like,
know, but if I
I
want
was
to, I will.
like, yeah, yeah, that's exactly what you said. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. Like, I want to like meet her first. I want to do this. And I came up with a whole set of rules and control. And
Yeah.
he was like, all right, we're going to take a break and we're going to, because I had plans that day, go do your plans, go hang out with your friends and stuff like that. And we came back to that conversation later. And he was like, you said earlier, you're not ready to let me do this, meaning I am not completely free like we thought we both were. So I think that this relationship is over and we need to take some time apart. I love you very much. That has not changed, and I still want to be with you. But the relationship we have is done. And he held me and let me cry.
Mm.
And then he said, I'm going to hang up. And I'll talk to you in a week. And it was heartbreaking. It's still kind of fresh because it was a few weeks ago. Um, And so we took some time apart. And like I said earlier, we went through a mourning process for the entire relationship and who we were as people. And it took me a minute to let go. But now going to the part where Ava comes in. Months and months ago, I had a dream that about the three of us. We were all naked. We were all in this spot, this room where the walls like were kind of round. They just joined the ceiling and the floor. It was weird. There were white couches everywhere and dark brown coffee tables. And I was laying with Joey on one couch. We were all naked and just cuddling and feeling so safe and so loved. And Ava was on the couch opposite from us. And Joey got up. He kissed my neck. He walked over to her and kissed her like he had missed her for years. And I just remember feeling so happy for the both of you to see my partner be able to do that. And then he made love to her on that couch. And then another man walked in to be with me and kiss me. And I remember feeling that same love I felt for Joey, for that person. I still have no idea who he is. But when this all went down, and we took some time apart for a week, and he told me who she was. I had been thinking about Ava for a long time. I just had no idea who this person was because I saw her in my dream and I thought about it a lot. And when he told me who she was and I looked her up, I was like, oh, it's you. Like, you're from that dream. Like, you're the girl. And it took me a minute because there was a lot of rage. There was a lot of anger. And I was like, what the ever-loving hell? And then being in Michigan, there's Tim Hortons around. And then you send me a picture of yourself with that cup. I was like, motherfucker, he went to Canada and we're done? Like, ah. Oh my God. And like, just full on spun out in a rage that night. And I was like, fuck him. He's sleeping with another woman. He's in Canada right now. I'm going to go find somebody else. And I had just gotten out of the gym and I was like, hey, you're all sweaty. Go home, eat, shower, go find somebody. So I went home and I sat there. And then I was like, I got to tell him. I got to tell her. So I made a video explaining that exact dream. And I was like, look, you can watch this video. I sent it to Joey. You can watch this video, but this is specifically for Ava. She has to watch this. And we've been together since.
Yeah. Before you sent the video, that it was probably like what, 4 or 5 days that he was here before you sent it. And he would talk to me about you. And he told me the whole story, everything that happened, trying to get to each other, all of the ups and downs you guys had with all of that. And I could feel how much he loved you. And I told him once, I was like, I feel that love you have for her. And I know the love that I'll have for you. Like, I don't even need to know anything about her. I already know I'll love her too. And then you sent the video, and I was on my way to a client session at the time. And so I was in the car when I listened to it. But when I heard you describing your dream, I felt the energy of that experience, the love and the compersion and just the pure
It felt like
divinity of it.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's it. That's the energy I've been calling it. It was never just him.
Mm-hmm.
It was all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had texted him originally and I was like, he called me and I was like, tell her that I'll reply to her later because I'm on my way to a session. And then I was like, no, screw that. I'm gonna pull over right now. And so I pulled over at a gas station and I made a video back to you to say, like, take your time. I know this is a lot. But like I really do hope that it works out exactly how you saw it. And asked him to give you my number. And then we started communicating more. And then we had our date night, our intentional date night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I was right. Fell in love like that.
Just like
So
I did.
quick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Amazing.
Yeah, it was interesting to be able to experience all of talking about another woman to the woman I'm with right now, you know, and mourning her in real time with her. She held me through it in times when, babe, I was crying every day,
Yeah, same.
you know, and
He felt you still. The first thing he said when the candle holder broke on my altar, first thing he said, something about Eden. I bet it was Eden.
And that day
she let go.
It was the day
is
you
when
let
I
go.
actually let him go. It's where, like, I had been avoiding everything, sweaters, pictures that reminded me of him, all of it. And I remember just grabbing his hoodie and just crying and being so angry and taking it out on him energetically, and then seeing what he actually needed to be able to love many.
Mm.
And I was like, I let you go because I knew, like, you have such a healing touch, an amazing heart, and there's so many women that need you, and it would be selfish of me to keep you here. And so I was like, I wish you the best, and I love you. And I just released, and I had this massive sense of relief come over me.
Mm.
And then I broke a candle from a distance telepathically.
Mm.
I love you so
And
much, beautiful.
I love you too. So goddamn much. And I'm so happy to be a part of your life.
Me too.
Mm.
So fucking goddamn happy. It hurt a lot to let you go. It hurt a lot. But then when we jumped on the call again, we jumped on for like 5 minutes on that Sunday following week that we had broke apart. Um, and I called you when I was on my lunch break, and it was only like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Hi, I have so much to tell you, and I miss you so goddamn much." And we were able to talk about everything that night. And it was the rebirth of something completely new, and it was amazing. Still
Mhm.
is.
And the word I have for that is sovereignty. Free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And three sovereign people come together and take the love that they have for themselves and are able to share it with those around them. It's an amazing thing. I wish everybody could experience this.
Mm-hmm.
Trying not to become a makeup mess over here.
You're beautiful when you're messy.
Hmm?
I said you're beautiful when you're messy. I love you.
I love you. I love you both so much.
Mm.
Now we got one more sector to this episode.
Yeah.
It's a doozy.
Yeah.
It's a fucking doozy.
I'm gonna rename this to we're gonna call this ostracization. Ostracization.
That
Ostracization.
Ostracization. Yeah, there you go. That's
Say Worcestershire sauce.
Chester. That's what I call that.
It's more like wash your sister sauce.
Worst, yeah, Worcester sister.
It's terrible.
Ostracization.
Yeah.
Ostracization.
Ostracization. Yes.
Yeah. So, where do we begin with that? Jesus. Like, we became polyamory, and everything in our lives, especially mine, has just completely fallen apart. And I have waves and waves and waves of family members coming after me and spreading rumors of like me being mentally sick for wanting to love multiple people. And Joey and I, we are 19 years apart, 20. And people think he has brainwashed me into doing this. But like Joey said, I kind of led this. I told him, when I had that dream, I didn't tell Joey about it because there was another man in it, and I was trying to protect him from his own triggers. And so I didn't tell him about it, but I said to him a couple days afterwards, I could see you sleeping with other women. And that's where that sparked. It, along with all the other things of being like, oh, I can't look at men even though I really want to. He could feel all those things. But that point was where everything was like, okay, this is something that will come up in the future. And it did. And so, yeah, exactly. And so in a way, yes, I have led this. Energetically, fuck yeah, I have. Absolutely. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, she's brainwashed, she's this, she's so much younger than him, she doesn't know any better, blah, 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 blah. We have to save her. And I live in Canada. And up here, Joey has said this multiple times, we are very good at policing each other. If something is wrong, everybody in the community will make sure that that person is ostracized and knows they did wrong. And so for me being polyamorous, around here, it's quite a secret. It's like being gay in the 80s. Wasn't even born in that time, but I could still use that fucking example. But yeah, like all of that just kind of happened, and it's been wave after wave after wave after wave. And then we made Pleasurevolution, and I made a post on there that you can't see anything. It's my naked back hugging my partner and making an introduction to myself. And they're like, oh my God, she's doing porn. So the people that I'm staying with, the family members that I'm staying with, they're like, you're not allowed to be here, or we'll pay for your damage deposit in the next town over, but we aren't going to help you with anything because we feel like we're enabling you with things. You have no Wi-Fi, no access to things, you have no access to a life. And as somebody who's almost 25, it's like, what the ever-loving fuck. So, like I said, it's been wave after wave after wave. And for the people who are polyamorous, who are just stepping into this and feel like they're very alone and that they cannot speak to anybody, we hear you. We hear you. If you are not part of the community yet, please join. Like, you have a safe space with us. We jump on calls once or twice a month. If you ever even just want to talk to us, reach out. Like, you're not alone in this. Even if we aren't part,
I might fall in love with you. Like, come on, like,
right?
Get your ass.
I was just gonna say, even if we aren't partners, we will still talk to you because maybe we will fall in love. Who knows? But on the same hand, it's like just being ostracized. And this isn't the first time that this has happened to me. With Joey and I, seeing that we have such a massive age difference. To a lot of people, it's massive. I'm like, whatever, 'tis what it is. When I went to go down and see him and to go be with him, I had a lot of family members spread a rumor that he was a sex trafficker. And then after I wasn't able to go see him because people phoned the airport and said, hey, this person is in danger. She can't leave. When I wasn't able to cross over, and I came back to the family members that said they loved me so much and we were doing it to protect you, they changed the locks on the house. And they were like, you can't stay here. I'll pay for the damage deposit, but you can't be here. And they still wholeheartedly believe that.
They kept putting you in corners all the time.
Every time. And it's the same situation now. And everybody's like, yeah, well, like, you could get out of here and you could do your own thing, but you can't be here. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in a coin toss right now of like, do I go to Windsor with whatever little money I have, or do I go to the next town over and get a job and do this, that, and the other thing? My soul is screaming to go to Windsor, even if I'm homeless in the wintertime. And I am like, I can't stay here. I'm surrounded by people who constantly judge me, who are always thinking, she's sick. There's something wrong with her. Why can't she be normal? So I would like to go and start a life elsewhere. This is not the place for me. It never has been. I'm grateful for the experiences that I have, and my soul chose to be born here into this family for a reason. And I know it's to show example of people who are polyamorous, who are in these situations, who have been led in a life by fear and shame and obligation, to show them that there is a different way out. And so, for me, I'm grateful for the fear, for the scarcity, for people panicking and doing whatever they can to try and stop me, because it won't work. And I'm glad to be a beacon for people and give them hope. It's hard, and I'm in it right now, and it is fucking difficult. But it is still something I will not regret, ever.
Yeah.
Little
All
heated.
those people who feel like I've brainwashed you or whatever. I've always given you the freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do. Find out what that is. What is that? What is your heart's desire? What do you want out of life? It doesn't have to be me. I've never kept you in a cage. I've always treated you like a grown-ass woman, not a child. You know?
And you always said to me, I want what's best for you, even if I am not in your life. If you have to walk away from me and go follow your purpose, go do that. I wish you nothing but the best, and all I want to do is watch you fly. And it breaks my heart that people will not let me do that, and that I have to fall to their standards. And there's this term that Joey and I use called crabs in a bucket. You put a bunch of crabs in the bucket and they're all trying to get out, but when one of them looks like they're about to go over their edge, they'll pull them back down because they're jealous.
Mm.
And I feel like being here in Alberta, I'm surrounded by crabs in a bucket. So me going to the airport, I just thought of this now. It's a little bit scary. And I don't think I'll tell anybody. I'll figure out how to get to Red Deer. Figure out how to get to somewhere else so I can take a bus and go to Edmonton or Calgary, whichever it may be. Go to the airport and just take off. Just take off. Because last time I told people, they called the airport and said I was mentally insane.
Yeah.
That I was in danger.
Yeah.
And they are all in the same mindset again. So I'm like, there's no one to tell. And sometimes when you are in this and you live a lifestyle that people do not agree with, and that you are the black sheep, you have to move in silence. It's hard. It's scary. Yeah. So, like I said, to anybody who's listening who is polyamorous and is relatively going through this, or you even feel alone slightly, join the community because we always got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
You are loved and accepted there.
Here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right in between the titties, specifically the left one. That one. Flash your titties on camera. Show both at least.
For me, I've been, it's been several years since I faced this sort of ostracization, you know. Um, it started when my journey woke up. It was right in their faces, you know. And I knew that I had to figure out my path and my purpose.
Yeah.
And I burned bridges. I stopped going to work. I quit. I couldn't lie anymore. I was like a professional fucking liar, and I was tired of the lies. Like I already saw how like I lied through my life and lied to myself about who I was being all the time. Like, and
Hmm.
I thought I was an honest person, but I wasn't. I was a coward. I was a liar. I was a manipulator. I was a thief. So I started getting honest with myself, and I required that from the people that I wanted in my life.
Hmm.
And I would have conversations with some amazing people,
Yeah.
and who were on the same mindset. So I've met many conscious people, you know, and when I had to come back to that environment because money was an issue, and it still has been since for years, you know,
Hmm.
because I've been trying to figure out like what my purpose is, what my path is, why am I here,
Yeah.
who the fuck am I, you know, but realize now that it all had its purpose to lead
Yeah.
me to this moment. It really has. And so many things make sense in a way they never have before. But you know, my kids, my 20-year-old, my 11-year-old, my 6-year-old, yeah, I miss the hell out of them. I really do. And I know right now I can't be with them. I can't support them, and I haven't for a while. But I know that I will one day in a way where no one's going to expect it. No one's going to see it, and it's in a way where people don't really understand it. But that
And
also comes at the price. And
people
yeah, that,
hate because of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And they think that I'm blaming them, that I'm not blaming them for my past and blah, 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 blah. But no, I've never pointed the finger, ever.
Hmm.
Not in a word I've ever said. I don't
Yeah.
point fingers, you know. I just say my truth about what has happened in my life and the decisions I've made because of those.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up safe. I grew up having to shrink myself. And, my mom thinks I'm psychotic. My family, I'm sure all of it, they're more worried about how things look than what is actually going on within them on a daily basis, because I see it. I
And
can see what can be fixed, what can be corrected, what can be faced in order for them to actually feel more alive, feel more whole, feel more joy in their life.
hmm.
But
Yeah.
all I see from them is finger pointing, uh, anger, sadness, grief coming out, leaking out in these weird, crazy ways, informing their decisions. Just every decision that gets made and my family's life comes from fear,
Mm.
Yes.
anxiety. I got to manage
Obligation.
this. I got to, yeah, obligation, fear, obligation, and guilt. Those three:
Yeah.
fear, obligation, or guilt.
Hmm.
One of those three makes them move on the things that they feel like they need to do. And if they don't do those, they're not being responsible.
Right.
And I've been pulled on that my whole life, you know? And when I realized that none of those really matter, they don't at all. Like, they don't affect me the same way anymore. I'm not anxious about it. I'm not afraid of it. I had to let it go. I had to let go being who I used to be for my family. I had to let go who I was for my kids. Because all I was doing was trading my time, not my energy, my time and money,
Mm.
you know? And then when I started to show them love, it was very hard for them to accept.
Yeah.
Hard for their parents to understand that their emotions are important. How they feel needs to be honored, not suppressed and pushed down or put away.
Yeah.
Because I see what happens with us when we do that. It's not
And
safe to be a human.
yeah, taking responsibility for ourselves. So we have can show up for when we show up for ourselves, we can show up for others.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
100%.
what I know is like I see why. I see why they like my mom went through a lot when she was growing up.
Hmm.
You know, she told me about the abuse, you know, the the sort of psychosis that she's seen
Hmm.
growing up. And I experienced that too with my grandma, you know, and the way that they lived. And, on my dad's side, same thing. There was just a lot of trauma going on. And I see why they are who they are. And I don't blame them for it. It breaks my heart that they went through that. I don't blame them for it, you know. And I want to say this too. We choose our parents long before we realize we can make those choices.
100%.
And it's not clear to a lot of people that that's true. They
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
that we don't get to choose our parents. And that
It's just
informs a
by
lot,
chance.
actually. Yeah,
Right.
you know, that informs a lot. No, we choose them. And because we choose them, now we get to decide based on our memories what our life needs to be and who we are going to be, you know, how we're going to live our life moving forward. It's
Hmm.
100% my responsibility.
Absolutely.
But other people's emotions are not my responsibility ever,
Right.
Facts.
ever. How you
Hmm.
feel is not my job. It's not my job to manage, to keep you, happy, comfortable, whatever those feelings are, to make sure that you're always in that state. No, no, it's not the case. You rob people of their sovereignty when you do that,
Yeah.
and you rob
Hmm.
yourself of your own. So it's that right there, that alone is the thing that usually divides people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because us men,
Yeah.
we don't. Us men especially, we don't. When we see something emotional happen, we don't know how to handle that. We freak
Yeah.
out. It erupts something in us where we've got to fix or run away from it or take care of the thing. So
Put the fire out.
put the fire, everything's peaceful again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that I love about our dynamic too is I love the age differences. I absolutely love it because then when people are like, "Oh, I'm too old to change. I'm in my 40s. I need to change." I'm like, my partner's in his 40s and he's changed so much. He's ever loving changing, always evolving. And like, it just breaks the excuse, you know? Like, if you don't want to change and you don't want to put in the work, just say that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's never too
both of
late.
us. It's never too late.
It always sounds good. It's just a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Our brain will say anything to convince us not to change because change equals uncertainty, and uncertainty doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, what people want to call us crazy, we're fucking crazy. How about that?
Fucking
I,
That's
insane.
sad.
I'm
I'm
crazy.
so lucky to have found two people as crazy as me.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just be fall into the madness together. Just
Yeah.
absolutely in love.
Yep.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And what's crazy about it is we don't listen to this. We listen to this
Yeah.
because we understand what this is telling us. Bunch of fucking lies.
Mhm.
Fear gets to be there, but it doesn't get to be in the driver's
That's right.
seat.
That's
Can
right.
carry it in your purse.
And
Doesn't even get to touch the radio.
so when this is
Mm.
on, this feels alive in you.
Yeah.
When this feels alive in you, then you can listen to this. Because this is
Mhm.
going to inform you from that. It's
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels
I
fucking
hope
wonderful.
we can be beacons for our families, whether they are in our lives or not, and they can just be like, yeah, but there's something. They're crazy, but there's absolutely something about them that they're like, they just do what they want. And all the things that they've wanted to do. It's selfish, all these things, blah, 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 list all the labels that they put on us. But there's something about them and honorable about that. I know they'll be able to see that eventually, and they'll be able to at least admire the beauty in it
Mm.
instead of just being constantly judgmental. The judgment will stop eventually, and they'll be like, huh, maybe they're actually onto something.
Mm.
That's all I can hope.
I have that hope, and I feel like there's a part of me that will always hold that hope for my family, but I've also released it. I had this moment of I don't get to take everybody with me. I
Yeah,
don't get to take everybody with me into this new energy that we're creating. It's their choice.
yeah,
And I personally was trying to drag my family into understanding me and understanding the way I choose to live my life. And I don't know that they'll ever get to a point where they see the beauty in it because of their own trauma and their own perceptions and the energy that they surround themselves with day in and day out.
yeah,
And I know that we will be a beacon for millions of people who are
yeah.
searching for a third option and don't see it for themselves yet,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. For
Yeah,
me, like
for me,
I,
I
You
go
guys are
ahead.
so cute. Jinx.
you owe me a soda. Oh my gosh.
I owe you a lot more than a soda.
Oh yes, yes, please. Oh my gosh. Um, you go ahead because I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me.
I did that on purpose.
You're so mean.
No, I let go of hope. Like I'm hopeless when it comes to that. I don't have hope that they will. Um, I've smoked enough of that hopium. I'm done smoking it.
Yeah.
I have no hope. And so what I did yesterday was I sent a message to my daughter
Hmm.
telling her I'm sorry, telling her what I'm doing,
Yeah,
telling her, you know,
you love
that
her. No matter what?
what are some of the, yeah, that I love her, that, you know, that I don't know what the future is.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry for all of the things that, all the decisions I've made, that affect her the way that they do,
yeah,
because she's, and I know she doesn't want to be where she's at. I know that she doesn't. And I'm not trying to victimize her in any kind of way, but, you know, she misses the shit out of me. And she just wants to be with me all the time, just like you girls do, you know?
hmm,
Um, but that's just not possible now. Maybe in the future,
yeah.
you know? And same
Of
with my
course.
kids and their mom, Letty. Hopefully, I feel Letty has some proclivity for polyamory too, unexpressed, unknown, unrealized,
Yeah.
and Honestly, it hasn't been until the last like week or two that I woke up to that. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
You know, it's just hopefully in the future I have hope there, but I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
hope when it comes to my family understanding. As a matter of fact, that letter that I sent to my daughter got spread, and I'm like, yes, good, burn that fucking bridge. I'm done with it. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I don't even want them to watch. You know, because all they do is try to pull me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So,
literally, like the shit that I heard, like you don't like I would never talk to my kids that way. Ever,
Right.
ever. I would
mm,
never in a million years think about saying some of the shit she said to me. I don't
never.
care what they do. I don't care if they murdered somebody.
Right.
I don't care if they killed somebody. I would still love them
Hmm.
and
And
forgive them.
people, the other day when I talked to my dad for the first time in a very long time, um, when I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, everybody holds each other up, and we're all responsible for each other." And I said, "No, we're responsible for who we are as people, and then we care about each other with that." And Joey made the point of, yeah, he confuses love with self-sacrifice, and that is everything that generations and families and doctrines have been instilled in us for years. And so, yeah, when these waves come, that's where it's coming from. You have to self-sacrifice, otherwise you don't love these people. It's not true. It's not true at
Right.
all. And so for me, going back to the point that I was going to make, um, I hold that hope. I don't expect them to join. I don't expect them to understand, but just to see a glint of it, of like, huh, she had the courage to go do her own thing.
I do think
That
that
is
there.
what
Yeah.
that is the hope that I have for them, that they see that and then it inspires them to do the same, even if it's in small doses. I don't expect them to live this lifestyle. Never. Never, ever, ever. Whatever works for you, great. You do you. I'm happy for you. Let me do me.
Right.
That's all I expect. I'll respect your decisions as long as you respect mine. And as of right now, that's not happening. Not from their end. So, well then. Anything else,
Mm-hmm.
darlings?
Talk about me. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing I was gonna say is I've been grateful to be able to hold both of you through your ostracizations this past week and a half because my family knows that I'm polyamorous. They know that I'm bisexual, but they don't know that we're together yet. And they know that I do sensual work, but they don't know the extent of what I do. I don't feel like
Mm-hmm.
they're watching me on social media anymore. Um, so I have this impending doom feeling of when they find out what their response and reaction is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been almost like the universe has been giving me the opportunity to hold that energy with you guys and
Yeah.
to be the supportive, almost parent role in that.
Mm-hmm.
So that I know how to handle it in myself when it happens, so that I don't have to fall into collapse. And like with full permission to collapse if I need to collapse, knowing you guys will catch me.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We're always here for you.
Mm.
And we both love you very much.
Yeah, and you
Mm.
know what? It doesn't feel like self-sacrifice at all. It feels like
No.
empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I was going to say that too. There was definitely threads of that you need to sacrifice in the messages you received from your family. Like you need to sacrifice, you're not sacrificing enough, or the choices you're making for your kids and for you.
Yeah.
And um there's always been threads of that in my family. The expectation, the obligation to sacrifice parts of yourself to perform love.
What I have sacrificed is old versions of myself. And what people don't understand is like, I'm not doing this for me. This isn't about me.
Mhm.
This is about love itself.
Right.
Yeah.
how love desires to be expressed through you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not about your ego. It's not about fulfilling
Yeah, some carnal
some carnal
desire to like
desire.
have all the
Right.
women in the world and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it really isn't.
Mm-mm.
It's about love, and it's not about me, and it's not about you guys. It's about that
Yeah.
very thing. You know, love, joy, truth, trust, and pleasure.
Yeah, and pleasure.
Hmm.
Because that's the pathway, that's the gateway, that's where you understand like who you really are.
Yeah.
You know, it brings out the side of you that
Knows it came here to experience more.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
For me, as far as my family goes, with them saying that I'm not sacrificing enough and I'm not doing XYZ, I just tell them straight up, look, this looks selfish. It will look selfish in your eyes, and I'm okay with that. It's all right. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do me, and I expect you to do the same. And I just say that, and I take it point blank. They have no power over that. Of like, yeah, you want to say I'm selfish? Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I am in your
Yeah.
eyes. And for me, I'm not scared to play the villain. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
not. I'm not scared to be the bad guy in their eyes. I'm like, that's okay. Because I know I'm going to help a lot of people. You might not be my people, and I love you, and I wish you the best. But I have my flock that I need to attend to. My flock of black sheep.
Yeah. I used to say it's actually selfish not to be selfish because
Exactly.
when you're self-sacrificing like that for love, you're actually entering into a transaction. It's like, I've sacrificed for you, so now you owe me love. Versus, I'm giving this love freely because it's the natural expression of my love for you, and it requires nothing in return.
Yeah.
That's where all the
Unconditional
resentment comes
love.
from.
Yeah,
That's where all
Yes.
that internal conflict comes from. That's where all the pain of life comes from.
yeah.
Comes from
It's
that.
resentment and
Yeah.
wishing and hoping that you could have a different life, but being like, well, this is what society says.
It's what's expected of me in order to be loved and valued in my society.
It's
So we're
heartbreaking.
creating a new one.
Yep.
And we're not alone.
No.
We're, more and more people are coming in and we're having conversations with them and building and creating together, opening up this field of love, just radiating it. And it's wild. It's just been so wild over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You two and me, like, I don't.
Kind of weird to think about what 3 weeks from now is going to look like.
Crazy. Just crazy. Oh my gosh, but I'm so excited for it. Even with
Yeah.
all the hardship and everything like that. Everything that's going on in our lives right now, especially in mine, the situation that I'm in, I'm so
Mhm.
excited. Because I'll get to look back on these years and be like, holy shit, you made waves. God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, I always told you, like, your growth has been faster than anything I've ever seen.
I concur, really. I mean, even in
Thank
the 3 weeks I've known you, I've watched you really bloom and root at the same time and
Yeah,
just really allow yourself to jump. Like I was telling him, it's just a matter of how fast we can jump. That
you. Yeah.
we're choosing a new reality for ourselves.
Hmm.
That obviously is going to bring up all of the old stories and the paradigms and the guilt and the grief. And
Yeah.
I mean, we're just like transmuting like champs right now and
We're
jumping
just
like
like, yep, let's
Olympic
go through
jumpers.
it. Mm-hmm. Mm. If you're feeling froggy, leap.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Oh my goodness. Such an incredible thing.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
so
watching it in the
exciting.
beginning. I was like, I think I predicted it too. I'm like, I'm gonna watch. You're gonna grow like crazy about me,
Yeah.
you know. And then, but I mean, even before we got together, I saw how much you grew on all on your own. You know, just as far as some of the things that you were working through, how you were holding yourself, you know, and yeah, I just loved that for you. I loved that, and I'm like, you know what? I bet you can keep up with me. And
Mm.
then I saw you in many moments grow way faster than me, way faster, you know. And I always said, for your age, you're way ahead of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Way ahead of the
Way ahead.
curve. You always used to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Like that's gonna be hard, me making friends your age.
It's
Uh,
difficult. I'm like, for me, I go for people that are in their 30s because I'm like, we're not that far apart. And well, like, and I'm just like, I use you as an example. I'm like, like I'm with somebody who's old enough to be my dad. I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, it just does not matter. And a lot of people don't understand that. And like I said earlier, I've been ostracized for that specifically. They just do not understand it. But they don't understand love in itself. And so when you don't understand that and you're like, why are you with somebody who's 40? What can that person do for you? What do you have in common? Blah, 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 blah. And there's this list. But when you get rid of the list and you actually understand love and you feel it in your soul, it just doesn't matter.
No, doesn't. Mm.
mhm. Yeah. Most people, it's just about what people do for you. You know, where's the transaction? And this is exactly what you were saying before. It's a transaction,
Yeah.
you know.
And you
And I get
said
it.
that.
They want to see you do well. They want to see that you're getting what you want, you know.
Mhm.
And I get that. And but at the same time, what they're looking for is just a justification of your behavior.
Yeah,
And that's not right.
Right.
It's not right at all. It's not what you signed up for. You make your own fucking choices.
yeah. And you always said to me, I don't love you for what you do for me. I love you for what you do for you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And now that has just manifested tenfold for all of us. So here's to the journey.
Mm-hmm.
The journey,
Mm.
baby. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Do it again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Ah,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
okay, okay. That's different type of content. Oh my gosh. Ah,
That's spot for
I
you,
love
okay,
you
buddy.
both.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, that's your spot.
Yeah, it's my favorite titty.
Love you, baby. I miss you
I
like
love you.
crazy.
I miss you both.
I miss you too, even though I've never met you. But I do. I
I've
miss
been
your energy.
I've been thinking of you for months.
Yeah, yeah. So soon, though, you know? It's getting closer every day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think that's
Mm.
everything, darlings.
Yeah, I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pleasureevolution.mn.co.
Hmm.
One word, Pleasure Evolution.
Hmm.
Um, and it's free. Come inside. We meet every week on the moon cycles. And
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Link in the bio.
Follow for more.
Peace.
Love always wins.
Love always wins.
Love always wins.
Mhm.
That's the law.
And fuck the sheep. Fuck the sheep.
Too soon, baby. Too soon.
Too soon. Just chomping at the bit for it.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
Love you.
All right, darlings, let's hop off.
Okay, ladies, stay wet.
Stay wet.
Stay juicy.